Hello everyone, this is Ranita. My project is about cloud computing in healthcare. So the course how did my project in distributed cloud computing, and name of the advisor is Xiaoming Liu. I can give you the overview of the project. We decided to create a database in Microsoft Azure to store in health information for healthcare centers. By using the PaaS service cloud model, we will show just how important and cost efficient the cloud can be to store big data. After trial and error, our application will be able to fit the requirements set by many healthcare providers to provide the safest way to store data. So, uh, in the abstract, there is a critical volume of medical information produced day to day. So, the information might be imperative for choice making and the best consideration for patients. Distributed computing is a financially savvy technique between medical service associations, and the cloud foundation is portrayed with a high throughput and a high volume stockpiling. Two significant elements for effective information investigating and for environment patients. Security and protection are of the main issues for utilizing cloud based medical care administrations. So, these medical services association ought to have electronic clinical records to utilize the cloud foundation. So in the next slide, I'm going to introduce the facility's effective patient caring since it serves in only one point of access for entire records in healthcare. So this offers the technological portals such as electronic health records, mobile applications, patient portal, IoT devices, and analytics of big data. So this is designed to support the complete web application lifecycle of building, testing, deployment, managing, and updating. So this facilitates effective and services in healthcare, and which is challenging issue in all over the world. So in the next slide, I'm going to give the working of design system. To create our database, we will be using Microsoft Azure. So this will store all the health information for each client. After our database was created, our Azure SQL database and Azure SQL Server will be deployed for us to connect. So if you can see the image here in the screenshot, I have created my SQL database, and I have given the group name as SQL stock group. So, and this was about the working of the design system. In the next slide, I'm going to give software and tools used in this project. So the SQL Server Management Studio, which is connect to our beta database by using the server name, username, and password. So this creating a database would help our server in inputting our information, which is healthcare information like patient details and his patient details and his information and his results and reports. So in the next slide, I'm going to show the design diagrams, the block diagrams. This is a simple cloud service architecture. If you can see hospital, and this is a system which is storing all the medical platform, and we have used Azure authentication here. So system model and activity flow in Microsoft Azure. So this is some of the screenshots of design system. So if you can see, we have created Azure Web Service page. And in the next slide, these are the some of the screenshots where we are being implementing Microsoft Azure PaaS in the first phase and to deploy our application on. And during the second phase, the tools and framework will be developed as a base to begin implementing the cloud service. And in the next slide, we have created one of the web page and named it as Semo Hospital. So these are some of the snaps of the Semo Hospital management system using Azure websites. So in the next slide, I can show you the some of the screenshots of the About Us page and some of uh, services homepage of Microsoft Azure SEMO Hospital Management System. And in the next slide, I can show you the block diagram, which is about the cloud computing. And it is clear that our cloud computing provides healthcare services in terms of hospital, medical equipment, ambulance services, home patient, physician, and through some of the devices such as laptops, smartphone, video conferencing PCs, and etc. These also known as distributed cloud computing. And if you can see the block diagram, it gives uh, a clear picture of how cloud computing is helpful in healthcare services. And in the next slide, this is a technical information I can provide, which has been used for our project. This application is being integrated to normal system of health management that could be employed for hospitals, clinics, as well as other medical related organizations. Here, the processes that are managed effectively includes the EHR, e-prescriptions, personal issues of health, X-ray, information or data management, e-pharmacy, e-appointment, billing, accounting, as well as financial system of management. In this model, we have used MS SQL Azure database system in the cloud-based platform. The database would replicate the instance of Azure. The database is SQL Azure database in Azure Cloud Platform, and the model which will be deployed on virtual machines to offer services of how web towards storing health information. To create an app service web page, we can specify a resource group, app service plan, and create page. Since we are deploying in HTML code, we are picking ASP.NET, which allows us to run HTML code. In this slide, I can show some of the experimental results where we have been deployed our source page, which is controlled in the Git. And one of the screenshot where the deployment is going into progress, and you can see that a clear note where the deployment in progress. So once we have initialized Git repository, we need to add files from Git. After we add them, we need to run our web deployment source config, and it give it a name also source group name. So this command outputs a URL. So the user level and app level credentials are to deploy your code to service app. The difference is that user level to any app is your subscription, whereas the app level can only be used for the particular app. So we can say user level credentials are more convenient and app level are more secure. Evaluation. Our group defined some objects we wanted to successfully complete. Objectives: implement Microsoft Azure Pass, create stable and secure database, successfully store and retrieve information from database. So with a vast amount of resources available, we decided to successfully deploy our database through Microsoft Azure. So the next slides will take you through the goals we wanted to complete and how everything came together. So this would be terminal environment inside Cloud Shell in the browser to run the code configured from source page. If you can see, one of the screenshot shows how deployment is completed successfully. And these are the functional requirements I can suggest for future students. So that would be provide cost-effective cloud service. These project provides secure cloud service, and the project also provides big data storage, and it also provide various app service, data accessibility and security. The time efficiency is a main advantage or benefit for using this uh, project under the PaaS or under Azure services. So ownership of the data. So in order to secure the data, store information, uh, this is a this is a main project we can use. So I'm going to conclude my project. Cloud computing which in healthcare which helps secure patients data and ensure regulatory compliance while allowing healthcare providers to continue delivering technologically advanced patient care and experiences. Timely interaction with doctors after surgery, a reminder for medicine usage, upcoming facility information, and many more applications can be taken care of by the cloud platform. The scope for this is immense, with healthcare professionals now able to collect and track data from thousands of patients for better understanding and research. A home healthcare is also an upcoming adopter of healthcare cloud computing solutions, and I'm thanking the flexibility which cloud computing is offering an increasing number of home healthcare users, which will be able to receive better and more efficient healthcare services without physically going to the hospital. So I can suggest some of my future practitioners to use a cloud computing in healthcare. So I can suggest these tools might be useful for them, which is a cost effective one. These are the references that have been used to develop our project, and thank you.